You get up $2.5 million. Any asshole in the world knows what to do. You put 80% in VTSAX, and now you own a piece of every publicly traded company in the United States of America. And every fucking stiff, from the factory floor to the CEO, is working to make you richer. Put the other 20% in VBTLX for your bonds to smooth the ride. Use the 4% rule and pull your 100 grand a year to spend. Don't buy a fucking house. Who needs the headaches? Rent yourself a nice place. Let the landlord worry about fixing the fucking toilets. You need a car? Get an indestructible economy shitbox and you're done. That's your base, get me? That's your fortress of fucking solitude. That puts you, for the rest of your life, at a level of fuck you. Somebody wants you to do something? Fuck you. Your boss pisses you off? Fuck you. Keep a few bucks in the bank to pay your bills. Don't buy shit you don't really want to impress assholes you don't really like. Don't drink. That's all I have to say to anybody on a social level. Did your grandfather take risks?
Yes.
I guarantee he did it from a position of fuck you. A wise man's life is based around fuck you. The United States of America is based on fuck you. You're a king? You got an army? The greatest navy in the history of the world? Fuck you, blow me. We'll fuck it up ourselves, which we have done. A great fuck you position, lost forever.
You said in a 1996 annual report that most investors will find that the best way to own common stocks is in an index fund that charges minimal fees. Two questions. First, there are a lot of different index funds that hold different baskets of stocks. What criteria would you use or recommend to select an appropriate index fund?
So I would pick a broad index, but I wouldn't toss a chunk in at any one time. I would do it over a period of time because the very nature of index funds is that you are saying, I think America's business is going to do well over, or reasonably well over a long period of time, but I don't know enough to pick the winners and I don't know enough to pick the winning times. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know enough to pick the winning times. Occasionally I think I know enough to pick a winner, but not very often. And I certainly can't pick winners by going down through the whole list and saying this is a winner and this isn't and so on. So the important thing to do, if you have an overall feeling that business is a reasonable place to have your money over a long period of time, is to invest over a long period of time and not make any bet implicitly by putting a big chunk in at a given time. As to the criteria as to when you should or shouldn't, I don't think there are any great criteria on that. I don't think price-earnings ratio determines things. I don't think price-book ratios, price-sales ratios. I don't think there's no single metric I can give you or that anyone else can give you, in my view, that will tell you this is a great time to buy stocks or not to buy stocks or anything of the sort. It just isn't that easy. That's why you go to an index fund and that's why you buy over a period of time. It isn't that easy. You can't get it by reading a magazine. You can't get it by watching television. You'd love to have something that said, if PEs are 12 or below or some number you buy, and if they're 25 or above you sell. It doesn't work that way. It's a more complex business than that. It couldn't be that easy when you think about it. So if you are buying an index fund, you are protecting yourself against the fact that you don't know the answers to those questions, but that you think you can do well over time without knowing the answers to those questions, as long as you consciously recognize that fact. And I would, if you're a young person and you intend to save a portion of your income over time, I just say just pick out a very broad index, and I would probably use the S&P 500 because I think if you start getting beyond that, you starting to think you should be in small caps this time and large caps that time, or this foreign stock. And as soon as you do that, you're in a game you don't know. You're not equipped to play in all candor.